Welcome to Barefoot in America. We're filming today from Tempe Town Lake Marina, just outside of Phoenix, Arizona. And we're going to bring you a practice to open your hip flexors and just do a little bit of leg movement strengthening as well as stretching. So start by either sitting in Virasana or take easy cross-legged posture if that's better for you. Whichever seated posture you choose, take a moment to sit nice and tall, hands resting on your lap. Lengthen your spine, take a few deep breaths. Allow yourself this moment to become fully centered. Bringing your hands to your heart center in Anjali Mudra. Bow your head. Take a moment to set an intention for your practice today. Bring your hands to your lap. Inhale. Lift your heart. Sway your back. Bring your head and tailbone back. And now exhale. Round it out to seated cat posture. Drop your head. Look at your navel. Inhale, scoop it through, lengthening your spine, head to tail, swaying the low back. Exhale, tuck the tummy, round it out, seated cat. Inhale to cow. Continue to flow back and forth, following your breath. Nice, slow, steady inhales. Pausing and slow, steady exhales. At the end of the exhale, pause again. Let your breath be the guider of the movement. And if you want a little extra, add your arms next time you go to seated cow. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, reaching behind you. Exhale, round it out, fist to the waist. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, round it out. One more time. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, round it out. Slide your arms forward, come to all fours, and slowly control your descent down in the mat. Lying on your belly, turn your head to the right. Reach back with your right hand to find your foot or ankle, and if you can't reach, take the time to put the strap on your foot to hold the stretch. Left hand could come out in front of you just to let your head rest upon your arm. Wherever you are, take a moment to press your pelvis into the mat. Knees really close together. Imagine lengthening out of the front of your right thigh, stretching your quad and hip flexor. Take a couple deep breaths. And settle in even a little more. Spending a generous minute here, allowing the quad and hip flexor time to lengthen, to change. Making little micro adjustments along the way. If you're experiencing plenty of stretch here, stay here. If you want to play, prop on your left forearm, taking your back into a little bit of extension here. Still bringing the heel towards the glute. The strap is an option. Slow, steady breathing. Remembering energy flows where our attention goes. So see where you sense the stretch, the tug, the pulling in your body. Continuing to engage your core slightly to keep the pelvis rooted. Maybe even imagine pulling your navel away from the mat. Just a little bit longer here, spending a generous 2 minutes in the quad hip flexor stretch, taking it in phases. And gently release your right leg. Come on down flat again, right arm in front of you. Turn your head to the left, reach out and grab your left foot or ankle. If you need to use the strap because your arm doesn't feel long enough, great, take the time to use it. Forehead resting on your arms, on your arm. Knees close to one another. Pelvis pressing into the mat, lengthening the front of the left hip and thigh. Knees nice and close together. Maybe even imagine pulling your navel away from the mat. Feel the stretch deep inside the quadriceps, the hip flexors, the psoas. Spending a generous minute in the first portion of this. And if you want the little bit extra prop on your right forearm, taking yourself into just a little mini cobra sphinx shape to create extension in your back while you're continuing to open the front of your left hip and thigh. Take one more slow, deep breath. And release the left leg down. Pause for just a moment. Prop on your forearms for Sphinx. Spread the fingers wide. Elbows right under your shoulders, forearms parallel to each other. Press through your hands, your forearm, your elbows. Lift your heart. Gaze ahead. Imagine lengthening out of your right leg and your left leg. And if you want a little more, bend both knees for a variation of bow pose. If that's enough for you, stay right there. If you know bow pose and you want to go further, lower yourself down, grabbing each foot, ankle. And it's by pressing your feet into your hands that you start to lift and extend for bow pose. Balancing on your pelvis. Give it a few deep breaths. Take the edge a little further. Never forcing, just finding your own edge, and then slowly release it down. Hands back under your shoulders. Inhale to a cobra. Exhale back to child's. Just for a brief moment. Grab your blocks so you have them handy. Place the blocks out in front of you. Come up to all fours. Step your left foot forward between the blocks. Take a moment to sink into your left knee, lifting your heart, feeling the stretch again in front of the right hip and thigh. Anjaneyasana. And now float the arms up and overhead. Get settled in your knee and your foot. And we're just going to bring our hands to the thigh. And we're going to move slowly. Sink into your left knee, creating this stretch in the front of your right hip and thigh. Pull your belly in, lift your heart. And now exhale, push back. Inhale, sink forward. Exhale, push back, pushing through the left leg to just drive yourself back upright. Inhaling, sinking into the left knee, lift the heart. Exhale, push back. And continue to go back and forth, just a few more rounds. Feeling the hinge of your hip and your knee, and this really subtle movement. The torso stays upright the whole time, core engaged. Feeling this hinging action in your knee, your hip, your ankle. And maybe you take it just a little deeper every time you sink forward. And now adding arms. Inhale, float them up. With the arms overhead, sink in. Exhale back, arms to cactus. Inhale, arms up, sink into the left knee. Exhale back, arms to cactus. 3 more. Last time. Release the hands down to frame the foot. Step your left knee back. Sit back to child's. Take a little pause. Come up to all fours. Right foot forward between the blocks. Sinking into the right knee on Jnanasana. Lifting your heart, lengthening your spine. Rooting into your right foot. Grounding the left shin. Float the arms up and overhead. Feel the length. And now bring your hands to your right thigh. Inhale, bend the right knee nice and deeply. Lift your heart. Feel the stretch in the front of your left hip and thigh. And now push through your right foot. Drive your body back just a bit. Inhale, sink into the right knee, lengthening the front of the left hip and thigh. Exhale, push back. Continue to follow your breath, inhaling and exhaling. Slow the breath down, and at the end of each inhale, there's a little pause in the shape. And at the end of the exhale, there's also a pause in the new shape. Feel the subtle nuances. Notice how your hips and knees bend and hinge. How you can drive the energy forward and back. And now we're going to add our arms. Float the arms overhead. Sink into the right knee. Exhale, arms to cactus as you push back. Inhale, reach up. Sink into the right knee. Exhale, back. Arms to cactus. 3 more. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhale. And exhale. 1 last time. Inhale. And exhale. Release the arms down. Frame the right foot. Step the right knee back to meet the left. Sit back to your child's pose. Inhale up to all fours. Sweep your arms up and overhead, tall kneeling. Bring your hands to your hips, right where your back meets your glutes. Tuck your toes under you. Feel the stretch in the toes. As you inhale, press your pelvis forward. Lift your heart for camel posture. And exhale yourself back upright. Inhale to camel, pressing pelvis forward. Feel the shape. And lift yourself back upright. Continue to inhale into camel. Pausing at the end. Exhale, upright. 2 more. Last one. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Untuck the toes. Exhale, arms down by your lower legs. Bow forward. Forehead touches the mat. Inhale, float it back up. Reach to the sky. Now exhale, bow to child's. Arms wrap around, hands to the feet. Inhale, float it up. Feel the slow flow. Exhaling, coming down. Pausing. Inhale, float it up. Pausing. Exhale it down. Inhale, float it up. Take that little back bend at the top if you like. Continue to flow back and forth, just a few more rounds at your own pace. Last time. Reach the arms out in front of you. Come up to all fours. From all fours, we're just going to rock back and forth. So take your hands forward, just a hand's length from under the shoulders. So you can inhale, coming to plank on knees. Exhale, push it all the way back to child's. Inhale, plank on knees. Exhale, back to child's. And continue to flow back and forth at your pace. Feel the length and space you created in the front of your hip flexors. If you want a little extra, when you inhale forward to plank on knees, tuck the toes, take a full plank, and then set the knees down, push back. A little extra by tucking your toes, straighten the knees, lower them down, push back. Take a few more rounds, however easy or challenging you want to make it. Last time. And find your way to lying on your back now for your Savasana. Final resting posture. I'm going to sit up while you do Savasana, but go ahead and lay down on your backs. And as you lay down, give your knees one final hug. Rock side to side a little bit. Settle in. Set the feet down on the mat, knees bent, feet flat, straighten one leg at a time. Let the legs come apart, toes rotate out. Arms at your side with your palms up, just to where they can drift away from your body to relax into the earth. Feel yourself lying here in Savasana. Notice if it feels more spacious and open in the front of your hips, your thighs. Feel it taking just this little bit of time for yourself today to hold some stretches, to do some slow flow movement mindfully with breath. How that's impacted the feeling in your body. And now settling into stillness. Feel your whole body yielding to the earth beneath you. Feel your whole body letting go, resting. Feel your whole body from the outside to deep within you, residing in your center. Let your breath be as natural as it can be. Your body being breathed now rather than you being breathful. Feel how the breath flows in and out of you without any effort. Trusting this process that you can now relax, letting go of everything you've been clinging to. I encourage you to spend as much time as you have in final resting posture Savasana. For Savasana is just as important as any other shape we create with our body. It's time for letting go so that we can reawaken to the mystery of life. Thank you for joining us with Barefoot in America. I wish you a beautiful, beautiful day ahead. The place of divine light and truth in me honors the place of divine light and truth in you, where we are all one. Namaste.